Hi, Neighbor Al here. I have not made a video in a while, and yesterday I ran into something I thought I would share with you. If you are making flavored ciders, I know there's a lot of talk about that, but if you're doing it and you're using commercial flavors that come as a syrup, not an extract, something to be aware of in the winter. All my production spaces in the winter are kept at 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius, and that's too cold to be working with a syrup. And what happens basically is the normally viscous fluid syrup turns into honey. Now, when I do blending trials, I do 150 milliliters at a time, and I use a pipette. And for a syrup like this one, I might use 1/2 to 3/4 of 1 milliliter for that 150 milliliter sample, which means this needs to be pretty fluid to go up and down inside of a 1 milliliter pipette. It doesn't. I've tried preheating the pipette in hot water, making it so it would be fluid. It just doesn't work. Otherwise, it clings to the outside of the pipette, and then you've got a volume issue there too. So the only choices I've come up with that are workable for making the measurement, it gets worse, but for making the measurement is I will put all of the syrups that I'm going to work with in a hot water bath, and then I eat lunch or something. And I make sure that they're all nice and fluid like I would expect them to be. Now that's great, and they draw up into the pipette like you'd expect them to. That works, and you know how to use a pipette with a pipetter. You can push out the residue or flush it. But the other problem you have is your cider sample needs to be warm too, because as you dispense from the pipette into that 150 milliliters, it immediately turns into a taffy string, and you really got to beat it up, either with a magnetic stir or a spoon or something. You've really got to work to agitate it and get it into solution. So you need to plan ahead to make sure that you are working someplace with something that's the appropriate temperature for blending, because there's a lot of sugar in here, which is just great. It helps, you know that. But it becomes difficult for taste trials. Also, when I'm going to be making batches, I'm not going to be able to put this directly into my blending tank. I'm going to have to premix this into a warmer solution of cider, more concentrate, but into a warmer solution of cider that's at the right temperature, fully dissolved, so it's dissolved enough so that when I put it into the main tank and run the circulating pump, it's not all just going to the bottom like a lump, and I'm having trouble with it. So temperature is a problem with syrup. You can get over it, but what I really recommend is that you be aware of it, plan ahead for it, and then your day will go more smoothly. Because at the end of the day, you're also stuck. You have to clean out your pipettes, and you don't want residuals in there that might cause growth or the like. The other tip, so the tip there is with the borosilicate Pyrex, a borosilicate pipette, I use a tea kettle. I use an electric tea kettle and get the water boiling, turn it off, and I'm going flush up, down, up, down, up, down with that super, super hot water. And then when I'm all done and I've blown out all that hot water that ideally has rinsed away all the sugars and all the residuals, I flush it with vodka. Cheap vodka. I get the little airline bottles. All the airline bottles have enough volume that if I flush up and down, I can do all my pipettes that I used in that session, and then I've got a flavored vodka to work with. I hope you found this useful. If so, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I have not putting out a lot of videos. I've been demonetized. It's a lot of work. But I do share with you because I want to make mistakes and share them with you so you think of something new to make a mistake at. And then you can say, Al, how'd you get around that? And maybe I never hit it. I don't know. Take care. Wishing you a blessed new year. We're there. It's 2025, like it or not. Take care. Bye for now.